Hi Scorpio, welcome to your January 2024 Astro Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, though if you're only going to watch one, remember to make sure it's for your ascendant sign. It's going to be the most accurate on that day-to-day level. With that said, remember, I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know, and based on that, your ascendant is going to be the most accurate. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button so that you get your weekly, weekly, monthly, and special transit videos. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop those there. For those will be for your lunations. The first transit that I want to talk about is Mars. Your ruling planet, your ancient ruling planet at least, is coming into the sign of Capricorn. Mars exalts in Capricorn, so it's already going to do pretty good work there, right? But the third house represents your communication. So this can be, Mars in the third can be pretty harsh words, right? So just watch out for this. But because it's exalted, it means that you'll be able to plow through your to-do lists, right? If you've got a lot of stuff that you need to do in January, this is going to be fantastic because it's like a shot of coffee that you need in the area that you need to get stuff done. Since the sun and Pluto are here as well at this same time, this could be it might be a time to do some much needed maintenance on a website. It could also see you getting car repairs for some of you, if that's if that's applicable. Right, it might even see you deciding to change your car altogether. Mars here might see you begin learning a new skill, and a physical one at that. Remember, Mars is energy, action, passion, excitation, desire, willpower, personal force and power as well. Since it also rules your 6th house of health and vitality, and also your daily grind, some of you might be getting going to a certain place in favor of another. So it's almost like you're making a choice about something because it seems to fit more with what you're doing. You might also be releasing a person or an employee if you have any, and it's also possible that you could get serious about some kind of martial art, maybe Tai Chi if you're into that kind of thing. Any sort of physical activity that's centered around health is highly favored, especially one that requires a lot of dexterity. Where you have to really be able to use your hands or to maneuver yourself in a certain way. This is highly favored for that kind of thing, right? So for this transit, you have the Page of Pentacles. You've got the 8 of Cups, okay. And you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is usually an earth sign woman, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The fact that you have these cards, though, does suggest that, because remember, Mars is a severing energy as well. So there might be someone or something that you're letting go of or releasing on, as early as the 4th of the month, because Mars moves in on the 4th of January. And because it's in that third house, this could be Mars is cutting, removing, releasing, severing ties with. So this could be a time where, yes, you're absolutely boshing through that to-do list, but it could also be where you are releasing a connection of some sort, because your third house is communications. Just be mindful of how you're communicating with people at this time. And that 8 of Cups with the Page of Pentacles, you might be starting something new. And it's almost like, I don't know if anybody else has had this experience where maybe you take a class that you absolutely love, but then one day for some, unknown reason, maybe an invite or maybe just curiosity, you take the same class elsewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. Right? You could have that experience this month and you might decide to change what you do on that local area for that reason. Be open to it, right? Because you're going to find what you need. And Mars exalted in the third. It's an indicator that whatever you go on to next, or whoever you communicate with next, or maybe even how you shift and change your communication style, it really is favored in some regard. Now, on the 8th of the month, Mercury is going to square Neptune, right? So Mercury is communications, conversations, money, transactional nature of things in the second house of money, finances, and resources, is going to square Neptune in your 5th house of pleasure, joy, romance, creativity, children if you have them, your creative ideas and endeavors. Now, this, because it is a square, it is an energy of conflict or challenge. And the thing with a square is it's something that pisses you off enough to say, I'm going to do something about this. Because it's across that 2nd, 5th house axis. If you've got children, at this point, they could be asking for or require finances that you either don't feel that you have, or maybe don't really want to justify in some regard. It also feels like something that you're happy to invest in potentially, because the 5th house is speculative endeavors, but quickly realize that the finances aren't there for it, and maybe it also suggests as well that friendship and or money don't mix at this time, right? And that maybe you're considering or reconsidering a friendship due to a miscommunication. The transit window for this, it comes exact on the 8th, so I'm calling it from the 2nd to the 10th of the month. Wait it out, all right? Wait until this one passes before jumping in or jumping out, whatever this might show up for you as. Now, for this, you've got the 8 of Wands, so there's the invite, and it's going to be, yeah, look, you got this with the Strength card as well. That's 2 8s, and then you've got this with the 3 of Pentacles. So the Strength card is number 8. You got the 8 of Wands. 2 8s represents new knowledge, new wisdom, new information. But you got this with the 3 of Pentacles. This could be about some kind of study matter, maybe a course that somebody invites you to take. Not my tarot course, because that's going to be incredible, obviously. Right, but maybe a course of some sort that you decide to take. It might be that you get offered something and it's under the guise of, it's only going to be open right now. And if you don't take this opportunity now, then it's going to be closed to you. Okay, well, fair enough. Maybe now isn't the time for you. So don't buy into this idea that you'll never be able to do it again, because another opportunity might show up. Now, when it comes to friendship ties, when it comes to money and finances, do not mix the two at this time. Just don't do it. And when it comes to your children, if they're asking for money, particularly a large sum of money, just be, this would be one of those times to really dig into what they need, why they need it, and why it has to be now, because of that miscommunication element with the Mercury, right? Mercury already is in detriment, or should I say in its fall when it's in Sagittarius, prone to exaggeration. Then you've got Neptune, which always distorts whatever we're looking at, listening to, talking about, etc. All right, so just keep that as a consideration. On the 21st of the month, Pluto, your modern ruling planet of power and secrets and power, control, secrets, is coming into your 4th house. You've already had a taste of this, March 7th to mid-July of 2023. What was it like? Did you feel more reserved and withdrawn when it comes to your home or within your home? Did you feel that your family and your living situation changed in some regard? Whatever it's coming in here, you'll have already had a taste of it, right? A shift and a transformation in the home life. Because the 4th house is your home, family, property, real estate, where you live, how you live there, who you live with. This is a very intense energy, because the 4th house is your base, it's your roots, it's who you come from, it's your deep emotional makeup and what created the person that you are. This might be a time where, secrets around family matters and endeavors come to light, especially around your heritage, who you think your parents are, all of that kind of stuff might come up for review at this time. It is a 20-year transit. It's going to stay in Aquarius now. Pluto will stay in Aquarius now right the way through until September the 8th. It will dip back into Capricorn for a very quick bout, and then come November 20th, that's it, full time for the next 20 years. right? So to find out, this might also be a time where you start doing research around your genealogy to find out who you really are, where you come from, right? In more senses than one, you might be really interested in this at this moment in time. It could also be in a very spiritual sense as well. It's just about how you apply this, because the fourth house is a very occult house as well. It's a very hidden space, right? It's the most deep part of us. Now, because the Aquarius energy is here, you might start looking into how to really maximize and get into this idea of having a smart home. What does that mean to you, and how will it make your life better in some way, shape or form? We're going to see this over the course of the next decade. You mark my words, there are going to be smart fridges, smart ovens. Like, a smart fridge it will be something that knows when you've run out of milk, and it will order the milk for you, or it will put it on it will send it to a something in the cloud where it says, right, okay, so far this week you've run out of this, this and this. And then you get an email or something, or a text message to say, look, you're out of all of these things. I reckon now might be a good time to put your shopping order in, right? All kinds of stuff. I'm talking, but give it 10 years. The Back to the Future stuff is going to be here, right? We've already looked, the advent of AI has already launched so many things. And just think as well, and I've been saying this for a while, that chat GPT thing had been out for around 8 to 10 years, being used by engineers and all the rest of it. It's only now that they're giving it to the people. Imagine what else has been developed without our knowledge. All right, so for this, you've got the Nine of Cups. This can be a wonderful time of healing within the family. That could be really powerful. You've got the Seven of Cups, okay, and you've got the High Priestess. Pluto is the energy of secrets, and tain't nobody that does secrets like the Scorpios, okay? The High Priestess is hidden things revealed. The Seven of Cups can be... the Seven of Cups is usually lies of omission, or where we don't want to see something because it's either too painful or whatever the case might be. The Seven of Cups tends to be more self-illusory tendencies, whereas the Seven of Swords is like an outright, I'm doing this to harm you lie. Because you've got the Nine of Cups here, if you get caught in a lie, or you catch somebody in a lie from your family, your familial ties, etc., there could be, maybe there's been a lie that's been in between you and a partner in some regard. This could be where the healing really starts to set in, and goes a very long way to improving the experience that you have within your home life. Because Pluto represents transformation, it also represents healing, but at a very deep level. Pluto, in terms of healing, is more like, like the healing crisis. You have to have the healing crisis before you get the benefits. So it will be very, very interesting. If there are any secrets revealed around the family, they're likely to come from the mother or from the mother's side of the family. Now, that's the 21st of the month. On the 23rd of the month, Venus. Pleasure, joy, romance, talents, skills, luxury, money, finances, all of the goods that we can have comes into your third house, right? So whatever Mars has shaken up, right? On top of that, Mercury's now in your third house. And as if that wasn't enough, Mars is still there. So whatever Mars and Mercury had really shaken up, Venus comes in and she puts a balm here, right? Venus comes in, she cools the fire. She might have been, it might have been a really busy period here as well. And maybe it's not necessarily done yet, but Venus will get you to now begin to enjoy all of the change and the hustle and bustle, and it will start making you considering partnerships and collaborations again, and maybe even some reconnections for a select few of you. Right now, there's some kind of joke here as well about, about Scorpio rejoining the world, as it were, and it begins to trine Jupiter, which will be in your 7th house at this point, as will Uranus. They've been, Uranus has been there for a good while. Jupiter has been there for, the bulk of a year at this point. Still another 5 months to go. So your popularity or connections could be growing at this time, and your partner might be playing a really supportive role on a daily level. Either way, it's some kind of good news that comes in, and it welcomes, it almost like it welcomes, or it centers around siblings, or even about where you live. So for this, you've got the King of Wands, right? This is a big concentration of personal planet energy, which means it's really ramping things up a gear in that third house of communications. The King of Wands is your visibility, right? So if you're into anything like sales or all of that kind of stuff, this could be a great time for it. You've got this with the Devil card, and you've got this with the Knight of Cups. So the one thing that I do consider might possibly happen here is you could get distracted. The Devil card with the Knight of Cups, this could be a handsome stranger, it could be a new love interest coming in if you're single, it could be any number of things, but there's definitely something here that there's some kind of shiny object syndrome thing that you're potentially getting sidetracked with here, and I would advise you to keep an eye on that. All right, now King of Wands, usually a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, so keep an eye out for them. And then, as if that wasn't enough, let's get into your lunations. On the 11th of the month, at 20 degrees, you have your annual, or should I say the annual Capricorn new moon, right? This for you again is in that third house of communications, interactions on a local level, siblings, cousins, neighbours. Third house is also local travel, what you do in your local neighbourhood, you know, the shop that you go to every day, the websites that you visit every day. New changes in here, and possibly as well new sales campaigns if you're, if you do anything that you can sell. Maybe launching a new website for some of you. Maybe not on the new moon though, it's too much dark. You have to wait until there's at least a sliver of the moon. So all of these things could be bringing new exciting things into your world. That's all very possible, especially as that energy, because it's at 20 degrees, it's going to trine Uranus, right? So this means that in some way, shape or form, whatever is showing up for you over the course of the next 6 months in your communication sector, it's going to have an air of change about it. So for this, you've got the Gate 36 and greener grass. The message behind this card is it's not always greener, right? As the saying goes, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. This card came up a lot for the energy of the pandemic. And so what this really speaks to me of, or should I say this energy came up a lot for the pandemic. So, and what we saw with that was the mass migration and the mass resignation, right? So really, really interesting stuff. I think that this new moon is going to see you wanting to change a lot of things, maybe around your work, maybe around what you do on a day-to-day level, what you consume, how you communicate with people. Just make sure you're taking it at a pace and that it is actually consciously led rather than subconsciously. And then on the 25th of the month, you're going to have the Leo full moon, and that's at 5 degrees of Leo in your 10th house, your career, your public sector. The most visible part and version of you comes out into the world and is now seen for all that it is and all that it can offer. If you have an offer or something that you want to put out into the world, this might be a really good time to do it, because it's like all eyes are on this thing. Right, all eyes are on the spotlight. So, or should I say, the spotlight is on this thing when it comes to your career. So if there's something that you want to offer, this is a really good time to do it. For this, you've got the Gate 19 and sensitivity. The message that I really want to, as soon as I saw this, and I saw it, because as soon as I saw this, I know what card it is. The message with this is, when it comes to the, when it comes to the full moon, the message here is read the room, right? When it comes to your career, when it comes to your social status, how people see you, read the room, take the temperature. One of the things that I admire about Scorpio is that they've got a really tough exterior and they can just handle it. One of the things that frustrates me about Scorpio is you never let anybody know how you feel, right? But this is one of those times where, regardless of how you feel, take it on the chin, right? If you put the feelers out and you say, let me know about this, how do you think and feel about this, and the feedback isn't great, don't get angry and vengeful and bitter and do all of the scorpionic stuff. Take it on the chin and just say, okay, then I need to change some stuff here. You've already started that process when you look at here at the gate 36 energy and that Capricorn new moon. So why not allow whatever is highlighted to you here in the career sector to shift and change as well? All right, don't take it personally, take it professionally and say, okay, I can learn from this, I can develop something new from it. All right. With that said, if you like this, if you love this, and you are thinking, you know what, I want to get me one of these Astro Tarotscopes, 75 minutes, we dig into your chart and then we look at the big transits that are coming up for you through the astrology and the tarot of it all. If you would like to get your session with me, you can book that on the link in the description box below. I've got a whole bunch of free resources and goodies in there as well, so make sure you hit the description box and let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic January. Take care, and I'll see you soon.